This is going to be a fun one. Welcome back to Closed Circuit Sports. I'm Drew Goldman. We're going to be talking today about the approach to iRacing that I think is most healthy because there are too many ways to game your iRating, to game your safety rating. There are ways to end up in classes that you shouldn't be racing in. There are ways to end up in splits that you shouldn't have any business messing up. Everybody should want to race with people of a similar skill level or slightly better than them. Nobody wants to get cooked for there's no benefit in just going out there and being in other people's way if they're seconds faster than you over a lap. However, if it's a single split event, you don't have much choice. You gotta learn how to stay out of people's way and not cause incidents. But I'm gonna flash my stats because while it's a little bit depressing from a certain point of view, it is also, I think, a testament to the way that I've chosen to race. Yeah, very average on ovals right now. I keep getting wrecked in the splits where I could make any advances. I wonder why that goes down on ovals. It's just kind of, I'm working on it. But my focus has been road courses. I did finally get one. I do have 2 pole positions, thank God. 139 starts, and I'm still at the average, right? I'm still rookie when it comes to ovals. At the 139 starts, I feel like rookie because I haven't had any real life laps on an oval besides the one test that I did, which is available on this channel. Link somewhere. I'll point it out. Um, we'll get to that point. This is far enough down the list of videos that I need to upload that I am okay putting goals in there like that. I hope I don't ignore it. Okay, the number 1 oval racer in the world, Joel Smith, 11,109. 4,000 starts, nearly. 3,999 races run, 1,882 wins. Once you're on top split pace, you can win. You can win a top split. At the beginning, there will always be someone who is faster than you. How many of them will there be? We do not know. That is up to the racing gods, the split gods. Uh if you are better than the bottom split, God help you if you try and get stuck in it. If you are better than the middle split, don't bother trying to go back down to win it. Keep getting better because you will get better faster than trying to sandbag even a little bit just to make a second split. I'll go back to the old road license here in a minute. I'm gonna take a wow, I only have 14. Okay, I only have 14 sports car starts since we've got the new licenses this year. 12,000 number 1 and 2 in the world. Three human beings with 11,000. And then we're into the high tens. That's insane. Super average. And I know it. I only have 118 race laps on this license. Okay. Formula. My bread and butter, theoretically, 26 races, no wins, no poles, five pole, five top five. That ain't great. Okay, at least we're advancing a position. Ah, this hurts, man. This is a reality check. Skill-based matchmaking is a bitch and a half, I gotta tell you, because it keeps you around other drivers just as mid as you. Ah, ah. Okay, 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 okay. I'm rallying. I'm rallying. We got more race laps on that one. All right, old license. Cause yeah, I've done a couple of dirt oval races, but I'm no expert. I am very much rookie. I don't even think I've done. I might have done one dirt road race ever. Let's take a look. All right, the old race. When they switched over from the old license, or rather, when I got my first oval win, we'll put it that way. I had over 100 oval starts, and I got a win in USF 2000. I think in a second split. I can't recall the first couple of wins that I got in road racing. But I assure you, they were not the second split. They were not the third split. It was the bottom split on a G29. And then a couple of races that we won with the Moza R9. And then you start coming up against drivers who have more talent than you at the time. This is when I began seeking out proper coaching. Places like VRS, places like, I'll even say Pure Driving School, because they were the first setup shop that I found that also had hot laps and data packs. They are focused on some different cars. You might even want to subscribe to both. I have nothing against them. I just moved over to VRS because they had the gear, they have one on one coaching, they have a team that I absolutely look up to with Apex. In the sense that they're elite on this level where you're competing against not 20 other drivers, not 32 other drivers, even like IndyCar, not 39 other drivers like NASCAR sometimes. No, 74,000 drivers, 74,972 drivers had a better license stat line than me per iRating per iRacing's ranking system. That's a big pool. That's a big field. Um, 5,500 laps makes me feel a little bit better because that's since whatever it was, 2020. From 2020. Yeah. All right. If I remember correctly, my first win was bottom split Ferrari GT3 back on the 488 before we switched over to the 296 at Le Mans. It was awesome. It was the little 15-minute sprint race, but it was at Le Mans and it was great. Today, the races that I've been putting off for quite some time. This was right around Christmas time last year on the Moza, and the FIA F4 Esports series had just was pretty new. If it hadn't just launched, it was in its first season for sure. I think it had just launched, and it was still only like 4 sessions a week instead of the every 2 hours like it is typically for any period of time for a week at a time at most on iRacing. There's a bunch of different schedules that these things run on. But oh, come on now, computer. There we go. I think every hour on the hour for Formula 1600, every other hour for Skip Barber, every other hour for the esports stuff now, every other hour for open, every other hour for fixed. All the esports regional stuff now is fixed. It used to be And the days that we're talking about, it was open. I also love that they have the special events, but I got to go looking for them with the way that I have my favorites set up. So, anyway, we're going to go back and talk about these two races that happened in the same day that made me approach the damn game differently. We're doing the weave. Oh, boy. Let me find it. We got another fun episode that's coming up later about me and Jack Aiken in ARCA, but we'll get to that later. The first one. Okay. This was F4 at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, often referred to as Mosport. Hi, baby. Hello. What can I do for you? Do you want to come up? Do you want to sit? Good girl. What's up? You're interrupting and you don't care? Good. This is Sophie, if she hasn't been formally introduced yet. She's curious as a cat. And I love that about her. Do you want back down? Okay. Oh, you stepped on the headset. That's funny. Sorry, baby. All right. Often referred to as Mosport. I, at this point, a prepared sim racer, had a setup ready. It was still open, and there were only I think it was 2 or 3 sessions per night, and there were only 2 nights that it would be available per week. And so they hyped it up, and it felt like a real race, where there were stakes, instead of it being oh, F it, send it, because there will be another session in 2 hours. I don't know why it's not loading skin. It's probably because I switched it since then, but no. Okay, that's the button for it, but it's not working. All right, we'll run with the black. And this is just qualifying anyway. Okay, anyway. There were 16 of us. And a total of 8 of us. Excuse me. 10. 10 of us set a qualifying time. Pole position was at 18.9, 118.9, 8. 10th place, 122.8. That is a gap of 3.9. Not an entire 4 seconds, but a full 3.9 seconds from 1st to 10th. That is a F4 type of gap. And the bottom 8 drivers not qualifying. This is not an elite split. I knew this. But I also knew how hard wins were to come by. Excuse me. I wonder if I'll be good enough at editing to have been cutting these things down at this point and cut out the garbage, and maybe I'll send it off to somebody. Anyway, I don't want to outsource like that, though. I don't want to... I gotta be able to just start putting this shit out, for real. I'm sick, but I'm talking to y'all. Alright. Okay, so that little 4 means that we had the 4th best I rating of this split. Jason, Sean, Steve, Jim, and Zach are the ones that we ought to be worrying about. Everybody else might drive out of their minds, but if it goes as chalk, we should start pretty close to the front. We end up putting in not an 18.98, but a 19.32. That is less than half a second. That is something you can win with. Less than half a second. If you're a second off the pace, you ain't winning the race. Don't kill yourself trying. Don't. Be realistic. You can't pick up a second of race pace in clean air, okay? In the race. You can pick up a second by drafting if you didn't have any, obviously, during qualifying. And most of these cases you don't. In iRacing, you definitely don't. But I know that there would be people who would argue with me about real life. I see your little eyes. Hi, Sophie. Hello. What can I do for you? I see. It's okay. Baby. Please go. You can sit right there. No. No, I'm not. No. I'm doing the thing. Don't step on that keyboard. That's very rude. You want back up? Okay. What? Sophie wants to explore by my feet and the pedals. You're gonna get stuck. I know you're little, but you're not like teeny tiny. You're still 10 pounds. You're about cat size, though. Is that a cozy spot? Do you feel safe down there under my feet? It's okay. You could stay there. You could sit down. You could lay down. I just gotta be able to talk. I was talking. You interrupted with very intense eye contact. All right. 19.32. That is absolutely accounted for by the draft. Anything approaching or upwards of a second, you can't really say that. So, what you'll see a lot in iRacing, and I mean a lot, is people trying to race themselves out of their shorts, as opposed to what they did during qualifying. Where they go, if I can get with the leaders, then I can stay with them. No. No, that's not what you want. You want the guy who is just faster than you in front of you. Because that guy you can follow and maybe attempt to pass. There she is. But if you get behind a guy who is a whole second faster than you, you're going to try to cook it into a corner to either keep up with him or God help you get in front of him. And it's not going to go how you want it to go. Because this is not Need for Speed. I love Need for Speed as a kid. I loved the Burnout games. However, saying that, I would, oh, there was a gradual process. There was a steep learning curve moving from my racing video games over to this mess. No, 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 no. Wait. Okay. Man, it's old enough that everybody's okay. It is loading in some of the liveries. That's interesting. All right. How do we want to watch this? Cockpit. Let's watch it how we watched it. I'll change field of view real quick just so that we can see everything a little better. All right. 20-minute race. Open setup. We had a good one. Starting in third. Grid start. 1 minute 20-second lap. It's going to be maybe 15 laps. No pit stop. Just a sprint. Just a sprint. And it's a track that we've gotten some good practice in on, right? So I'm feeling confident going into this first one. And there were only going to be 2 that night that I really, maybe there was a third that I crashed out of, but I can't recall the third. So I know that there are 2 that we're going to be watching tonight. And we're starting with this one. starting from third behind Sean Monette, I'm assuming him, and Christian Hefner off to our left. Everybody ready? Son of a gun. I really want it to go away. There we go. Come on. I really wish it would go away. Do I have to have it down here? There it is. Sophie Bear. Do you want back in my lap or what? I don't know what to do for you, dog. Pretty good clutch slip there. Up to 60 in no time flat. Hold position pretty well. Guy behind us is already, I don't want to say gapped, but okay, no, he's right there. Oh, chaos behind. Oh, a big dive bomb there. Big lockup. Bails out. The two of them battling in front. I can't even see it all. We're gonna go to the chopper. We are the second black car. Mosport is one of the fastest tracks. Road courses, I'll say, in North America. Every corner's fast but the hairpin. And even those with the little box corner. Ooh, defensive move there. Did not enjoy that, gotta say. We hold position. Guy behind us is definitely within our slip. Man, I wish I could see everything at once here, but shoot. That's a little better. We'll stay here for a minute. We're already into lap 2. Gonna get him there. Very nice on the exit. Better entry. He sent it a little bit deep. He's gonna try and come back on us here, but we have the inside line. If we don't send it too deep, we might keep it together. Oh, it must have still been pretty light. I don't know whether I was running the full 9 yet. The transition from 2 to 9 is steep. And at this point I was still pretty early in that adaptation process. Only a couple months in, and a couple dozen races. By June of this year, I was looking for more. By August, I had the thing. I really think I've only had this for about 2 months. It might be a little bit longer than that. But, God, I think it's only October. I think I had it in like early August, late July. And I'd been thinking about what the next move would be for plenty of time since I bought the R9, but I only felt like I was really pushing past it around, like, I'll say April. So from June of last year to April of this year, 9 kept me happy and working hard and learning. For far too long before that, I was rocking with the G29, thinking that I could just get better. I couldn't feel what better felt like. I knew that they didn't quite count as real reps on a G29, but this is a different animal. This felt a little bit like I imagined K1 would feel. No, was that contact? Did that count? Yeah, it was contact. Oh, was that my fault? Because we're in third. This is the battle for second. He made a mistake. We went inside. We slid wide. He went too shallow. He wasn't watching his mirror, but I definitely nabbed him there. That's no bueno. Just an incident. Oh, and here comes dude. Okay. And there goes dude. So I don't know how this works out, but lap 4, second place. We're going to take a peek behind us. Right there. Right there. Is he going to make a move? Or are we just going to run? Let's see. I hate that this is old enough footage now that all the skins have changed. All the, liveries have changed. Trading paints and such. Go ahead. Go. I hear it too. I hear the garage. There you go. She froze up. I was like, yeah, you're right. So we may pause here in a minute, but he's right on my tail, and that is keeping me running. Running at this point. Yes, it is the second split. Yes, it is the second split of 2, but I am in second in a field of 18, and it doesn't happen often enough. Because often, there's just a handful of dudes that are just freaking faster than me. I am still about 2 seconds off the aliens. In everything. But it's down to 2. I'm getting F1 real world times in the sim, in VR, with accurate force feedback and load cell brakes now. Feels like real reps. But then I go get in a kart. And damn if I'm not 2 seconds off the pace in top karts too. In 2:06. Right now. If I can get inside half a second, I can be competing for the front. But the back third are about a second to a second and a half off. If I can get up there, then I can run with them, then I can run past them, then I can start running with the front runners. But yeah, we start where we start officially for real now. About 2 seconds back. At this point, it was more. When I practice, when I use the tools available to me, 2 seconds off the pace. We can work from there. The gap behind is widening, the gap ahead. Oh no, big snap. We're about to get done going down the straight. He had a much better exit than we did because we had a terrible snap of oversteer. But we outbrake him like crazy. And hold position. A little excess curb there, but we're all right. The gap is not as tight as it looks. He's still probably 2 whole seconds ahead of us. I wonder how we whittle this down. It's already lap 7, about halfway into this thing. I'm sure he's looking at his relative timing. I know I was living on that relative timing. That little black box is super valuable. I was absolutely blown away to see it on an F1 steering wheel this past weekend. They showed Piastri's dash unblurred, and they had the little timing box in the bottom right, and it made me happy. I was like, iRacing, real life. Congratulations to Max on the first sprint win in a while at the U.S. Grand Prix. Oh my goodness, we are gaining. Look at that. Okay. Might be down to a second now. Like I said, it's a fast track that we have practice on. We watched hot laps. We have a data pack. We know this track with this car. We're sending it as best we can at this point with the skill set that we had back in December 2023. I think this was even before the lighting update, which is, of course, when my computer started failing to do the frame rate. My computer could handle this before. Before the rain, my computer could handle streaming. But then the rain came. It made me go, oh, this is just a different motorsport discipline now. Like dirt racing, like oval racing, like rally, like road racing. Sim racing is its own discipline, its own sport, just like karting. If you can be elite at one, then you can surely be elite at another. Max is proving that, along with many other pros in both sim racing and real world racing who cross over. But of course, there are plenty of oval racers who do pretty well on road courses as well, and vice versa. Oh, big snap oversteer from the leader. He's got him poor exit down the straight. We're going to get him down the straight if we do this right. Oh, a late shift. We killed all of our momentum there. You heard it going bada 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 off the limiter. But we're right on his ass. He's probably going to outbrake himself. Nope, we outbrake him. Up the inside. Clean through. Into the lead. On lap 9. From third. In F4 Esports. Americas. This was a day where I really needed a win. And I didn't much care that it was a second split. But now that I was in the lead, I'd have to hang on. This seems the correct way to watch the rest of this race. Because if anything's going to happen, it'll happen with this viewpoint. This is lap 10. It's a 20 lap race. About a minute and a half every lap. So it's got to be about 15 minutes in. Which means it should be about 4 laps remaining. Run away! I hope that my humble contribution to the sim racing cinematic universe is met with like intention to how it's being put out. This is just me being earnest about my experience in sim racing. Yes, I was influenced into this community by YouTube videos just like you were about to be if you haven't been already. Jimmy Broadbent, Super GT, Donut Media, Revelations with Jason from the frickin' Haggerty channel. Like, too many good... Oh, there he goes. Spins. Oh, backs into the wall. Loses his wing. Third is in second. Camisa. Jason Camisa. Excuse me. Frickin' Top Gear. Car and Driver. Motor Trend. I had magazines as a kid of cars. I've been a car kid for a really long time. One of the first real jobs I thought that I might want to do as a grown-up would be to be a car designer. It's one of the only things I can draw. Cars and rockets. Spaceships. Probably still can. Haven't tried in quite some time. Damn, that gap is like 3 seconds now. That's solid. Why? I don't think he got hit. Did he get hit? We're going to go back to the spin because that is the game-changing moment of the race. That is when it all went sideways. What happened to Christian? I see the Y. So we're gonna watch this alongside. If it was worth putting in the chat with 2 question marks, it better be a bad incident. Because other guy definitely spun without help. Oh, big cutoff. Oh, not cool. He tried to block and he just... Oh, okay, yeah, I'm with him. No need for that. That was a block. A block and a half. That wasn't an oversteer snap. That was a block. It did not work out. That's so unfortunate. All right, we go back. Yeah, he had no help. He spun on his own. Okay, I do not feel bad. I feel better now. Well, no. So, I'm doing way too much sliding on that skate. Maybe not. There's still time on the table. Like, it's just about how I do the slide. And I'm not doing it correctly. I'm doing it poorly. That was pretty good. Anyway. 12 laps in. Running away. Please no Punterino. All that. It wasn't my first win on the Moza, but it was my first win on the Moza in a hot minute. Unfortunately, given the rate at which we are accelerating through the ranks, I have not yet, to this date, gotten a win online with the VRS. That does not mean I have not gotten better. It just means that I went from the top of the middle to the bottom of the top. We got with the G29 from the bottom of the bottom to the top of the bottom. And then we got the Moza R9 and we went from the top of the bottom to the bottom of the middle to the middle of the middle. We went from the middle of the middle to the top of the middle and then to the bottom of the top with this. But when we went from the top of the middle to the bottom of the top, we didn't get a win along the way. we just advanced. We got top 5s, we got top 3s, we got more iRating, and we ended up in harder splits. So now I am at the point where I am just good enough to get cooked by the best drivers in the game. However, I'm grateful that I'm getting the opportunity to race with them now, because I didn't used to get that opportunity. I used to look at single split events as just a death sentence. It was something you went into for your safety rating. Because I really wanted to get to the point where I could race the F1 cars. Might have stunted my growth a little bit, but it gave me toys to play with. And lessons. Plenty of lessons. Lesson 1, don't race F1 with the G29. NASCAR, sure. F4, fine. Don't do F1. F3, okay. IndyCar, at your own risk. Not F1. F1 on the G29 is just a bad time. Okay, this is lap traffic, and I had moments there. That was like 3 moments in a corner. So maybe I'm overheating the tires with the slipping and the sliding. But now I'm aware of it, and I know I'm into the dirty air. You gotta respect the aero at a fast track like this, because draft at 120 miles an hour, 130 miles an hour is very different than the slipstream down at 60. In a car where there's plenty of accelerating left to go. This is as big of a draft as these cars can produce at their top speeds. And at a track like this, you're going pretty fast most of the time, except for these corners here. He is lap traffic, but will he let us through? Yes. I did not need to pressure him like that. I added risk there. I did not need to be that close. I did not need to be that close. He was lap traffic. He knew that. I did not need to pressure him like that. I didn't need to press him like that. It worked out though. Lapping confidently now. Qualifying time was 1:19.3. In the race, we started going faster than that on lap 5 with an 18.8. That would have been fast enough for pole. Now we're down to 18.2 was our fastest lap on lap 8. And we bounce around in the 18s. Up into the 19s on certain laps. Mostly, I'm assuming, passing laps. We get another 18.2 on this one. Damn, okay. This is another hot lap. And then we get one more. Alright. I'm actually pleasantly surprised after looking at that lap chart. Similar times on lap 8 and lap 15 of 16. That's pretty good. Consistency would be better, but beggars can't be choosers. Oh, okay. I knew to save it, but I haven't revisited it since then. I just knew I had it in the chamber, and I wanted to save it until I was going to be able to do it right. So I hope by this point in time I'm able to do it right and make this a good video, because this is right about where I was starting to feel like, okay. So I'm a second split menace. Or a top split scrub. Okay. It's like being a JV All-Star again. I haven't told this story yet. But on lap 16 of a win, I will. Growing up, I did Taekwondo. Through all the other sports that I played, everything else was local. Taekwondo is the one that we competed nationally in. We did tournaments, not as many sparring tournaments as I would have liked to do, because we didn't train enough sparring, because that wasn't the kind of instructors that we had, the kind of masters that we had. We had legit masters from South Korea, of course. That's the dub, by the way. And my first job was teaching Taekwondo. However, I didn't get the experiences through high school of having a team that most guys got until junior year when I joined the wrestling team, because I wanted to round out my game. I gotta be honest. I didn't know what to do when someone grabbed me, and I didn't know how to tackle anybody. I knew how to kick, I knew how to punch, and I knew how to move. I had plenty of footwork, plenty of technique, but did not know what to do when somebody grabbed me. So I wrestled in junior year. I got decent. Not great, decent. At the end of that season, though, a bunch of the fun guys from that team were trying to convince me to join the rugby team the next year. So I did. I played rugby as a senior, and I went into the season with a very healthy mentality that I ain't even aiming to play varsity. I know I'm a senior, but I don't know this game. So I'm just going to go in with a learning mentality. I'm going to go in trying not to get penalties. I'm going to try and help. I'm going to try and not be in the way of us winning. I'm going to try and contribute to wins. And I got to do that on B side. I got some A side minutes. I did. Westfield. I think they put me in against Westfield. But there were two A side guys who played my position, and I was happy to let them do that. They were bigger than me. And at lock, that does matter. The height of you and the guy next to you matching up does matter. And I wasn't mean enough to play flanker. Anyway, I was a pretty good lock and a pretty good 8-man on B side. And I love being a part of that team. And when I got to college, I got to play at IU again on B side, and I was happy to. But in wrestling, I was JV as well. So that JV All-Star thing, that second place thing, that shit hurts. I think that's probably what pushed me into racing. Ma'am, welcome home. What inning? Thank you. We'll see whether we leave that in. The same day. But 2.5 hours later, 4 hours later, 7:30 and 11. So I must have done the race at 9:30, and it didn't go great. That's my guess. That was the split 2 win. We're going to go ahead and look back at the results real quick because, okay. Top split. Fastest lap, 17.2. We did not come close. We were about a second off of that. Okay. And that's in the race. His qualifying time. Do we see that? Do we get to see that? Nope. All right. Well, can I? $17.3. Again, about a second, but he went faster in the race as well. Okay. 16 laps still because, yes, of course, it was only a second difference in the fastest laps. But, second difference. If I were to have run in the top split, I probably would have came about, let's see. Damn. Would have to be right about here. Maybe right in there. That's rough. Maybe there. Maybe I would have made 8th or 7th, but more likely ninth or 10th if everything had gone well. And they might have been racing harder in that one, especially toward the back of that higher split. In this one, we started in 3rd. We made our overtakes. There was still that one moment of contact, but we get 75 I rating out of it, and it takes us from, I kid you not, the middle of the middle to the top of the middle. Um, I have been all the way to the bottom with the I rating. It was a climb back to this point. I for a very long time did not play this the way it was intended to be played. I was not a good fellow racer. I thought it was a video game. I didn't understand, honestly, that as a subscription service, I race at the pleasure of iRacing. They can ban you for real, like ban you. Your money's no good here, kind of ban you. If you are too much of a menace, you have to take it serious. But that also meant that I just had to choose different targets. I had to go for safety rating first and get good licenses. I had to then try and learn racecraft without getting bored. So there was a bunch of jumping around between cars, and then that led me eventually to learn about the weight distribution of these cars. But at the beginning, with the G29, I did not have the feel. I did not have enough feel to understand the difference between something like an SRF3, a Spec Racer Ford, and an F4 car, because they should be laid out the same. They are, but one's a solid rear axle. So these things change things. It's also the difference between NASCARs and GT cars. Anyway, pretty good. Division 5. Literally, we're in the middle. I know. Like of 10, 5 of 10. We're in the middle. 4 hours later, this happens. We get back in. The Yankees are 1 win away from another World Series appearance. It may come tonight. So, 4 hours after a win, we come back to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in Ontario. 2.5 miles, approximately, and 10 good corners. One proper box corner. Excuse me, that hurt. We come back for qualifying. Knowing that there is at least a second on the table, let's see if we approach this any differently, or if we end up hitting about the same with the 18.2. Or if we can get an 18.2. That was pretty cautious right there. But this is still the outlap, of course. Fuck that, I say. Let's... 19.1. Alright, 19.1. We look at the results. A 19.6 and a 19.1. And then we go to the grid. After qualifying here, we end up in second. Christian Hefner, homeboy, right there with us on the pole. I wanted the pole, but he got it by a 10th. Almost 2. Nope, he got it by 2/10. All right, Anyway, I'm bad at math sometimes. Let's see how this went the way that it went. We're going to go from here. Start. Good get off. The field is 15? 15. One doesn't seem to have made the start, so 14. But in any case, we're in second. Third, breathing down our necks. Let's go to the far chase. No. Thank you. Oh, how did that happen? He was just right there. Okay. He cooked it. He overcooked it. Okay. Third place. Looking antsy. Tries to make a dive bomb up the inside. I take a slightly defensive line just by staying on my line, and he has to lock up to avoid because there wasn't the space there for a move, sir. So you got a poor exit, and the gap widens. And pretty quickly, he's going to be defending, and I think what I'm hearing is me in the slipstream with the guy ahead. My God. So he comes back a little bit. Uh-oh. This is going to get fun to watch. He's right there, but we can't see him. Lap 2, holding second. The Taco Bell car, trying to be a menace. Hefner, lapping fast. Don't you stutter now. Ooh, a dive! He couldn't make the exit stick, but he got pretty close at the apex. It was almost alongside at the apex, but he compromised his exit rather than carrying the speed through that apex. That was my slowest point. And his was yet to come at the apex because he sent it so deep. So the gap widens again. And all of a sudden, we're racing again with Christian. Homie behind is trying to be a problem still, but I don't think he's going to really enter the discussion. Unless I make a proper mistake, but I don't think that comes in this race. This is the race that made me start racing myself, instead of just continuing to race the field. Sometimes, you're as good as the field. Typically, there are people who you should understand and expect to do better than you, until you are truly the fastest driver on the grid. You don't want the smoke. It doesn't work out. You end up with egg on your face. We might be about to see a little bit of that here. Lap 4. turn on. Virtual mirror says it's on. Okay, so let's. Nope, nothing in the mirrors. Okay. What a shame. Ooh, that was close. I'm missing good stuff. He's still back there. Ooh, almost touched grass there. Didn't need to. Good carriage of speed through there. Kept it in third, I think. Don't know if we needed to or if that was the right move, but we got some good slip through there. Kept the momentum. We'll see what we do on the next lap. That was only lap 4. Again, it's probably going to go 16. 4 laps in, it's a 2-man battle with a third guy trying to enter the discussion. But he and I are having a talk. This is a good battle. Just asking questions, applying pressure. A little bit of oversteer on entry, perhaps. No, he's pretty quick. Perhaps, though. Because it does look like we're gaining. Ooh, no, 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 no! A full spin! We're in third! Here comes fourth! Will they get me? Fifth! He's right behind me now. What a shame. He's gonna make a move. Let's hold it down. Can we outbrake him? We should. No! We are in 5th. On lap 5. But here we go. We qualified 2nd, and we were battling with the leader just a moment ago. But we unsettled the car, we overcorrected, and it went. So now, we're pissed. But we know how to lap fast. So let's see if we cheat a little bit and look at the lap sheet. 18.9, 18.9, 18.7, 127. This is lap 6. This is a pretty slow lap because we are stuck behind these two. 19.2, 18.8. Okay, that was the fastest lap at that point. 19.5, 18.8, 19.3, 18.8, 19.4, 19.1, 18.6. Fastest lap on the last lap of the race, and we only get 15. It is lap 6. We're in 5th. 3rd and 4th are fighting hard. And contact. There goes 4th. Spins. We take that position back. A little bit of oversteer on the exit. But hey. Good duck. Good dodge. Good dip. And here we go. Lap 7. 4th place. Trying to close the gap. Little bites. Big bites get you hurt. gotta stay wider there. Reaching for the tail of his slipstream at this point. Yeah, 130. 138, 9, 9. I bet you we could hit 140 if we took that right. Anyway, lap 8. Gaining quickly now on car 4, or car 3. Right. We're in 4th. He's in 3rd. 1 and 2 are nowhere in sight, though. He runs wide. He catches grass. He's off. That's just pressure, ladies and gentlemen. That is just maintaining pace with your opponent. If you keep right there, he's going to just be driving in his mirrors eventually. And if he is unseasoned enough, it will force a mistake like that because he'll be looking in his mirrors. Okay, now we're on our own. And in 3rd, with a gap of significant margin to the leaders. I wonder if we'll get to see it. I should probably switch to their camera for this part. I don't know, but I'm guessing. Nope. Who am I looking for? That's not who I'm looking for. There we go. Is he in the lead at this point? Yes. Let's go to the rear chase. Okay. Christian Hefner and Taco Bell. Taco Bell is Tyler Coleman. Ooh, that's funny. Okay. Slipping and sliding off the track. Oh, snap. I called that. Okay. Spidey senses were tingling. Goes in 4th. 3rd, little hot. He went in hot. He ran off track. He spins. Full spin. Full spin. Oh. And he escaped back to the pits. Was that a rage quit? What in the world? What? Bro left? Like that? What a damn shame. How bad must his race have been going for that have been? This is when he's right behind me. I'm going all the way back for this guy's story because this is crazy. This dude was breathing down my neck. I'm battling with him, but I made a mistake battling. We'll get to it. Hang on. Because this guy, Tyler Coleman, okay, is cooking. Slipping and sliding. Not knowing how to use the tear off button, but okay. We all bunch up in this corner. I spin. Ooh, nice move. Thank you for not murdering me. Totally could have killed me there and wouldn't have been his fault at all. But okay. So now, let's just see where it gets interesting. Sorry if anybody's prone to the sickness. But I am not as down with the sickness as you are. I know this track, and so I'm happy to look at it in broken brain speed. I saw a runoff. We're going to look at it. He did. Wheels in the grass. But everything is all right, honestly. Just at the tail of the slipstream. but not quite. Oh, this is just a chase. This is just a good chase. I saw something beginning to happen there, so okay. Just a little half a moment there. They're both cooking right on the edge of their grip. And on lap 7, the tires are going to begin to overheat if you keep on making them make noise. Not a very stable turn in, so we can see maybe the beginning of the end just there. Things like the domino in iRacing. One thing goes wrong, you have to do something to collect it, or that will stay somehow. It like stays in the arrow profile for a moment that you made a mistake previously, and they can pile up pretty quickly. All right. We're pretty well caught up on his story. At this point, we've seen him dodge us. Where does this spin happen? Is it a lunge? Good sustained slide there. Trying to stay high in the revs. It's got to be this lap. Definitely in the slipstream now. Goes too deep off the track. Spins out. And rather than finding reverse, escape. Sorry to have called you out by name, but I don't get that. Not in an official race. You finish. You finish what you started. Because honestly, the alternative is not cool. Like you lose iRating there. And not everybody knows that, I guess. I wonder if he really comes back into the race. I think he just towed back. He didn't have any damage. That's a damn shame. Alright, so we're on board. On lap 10 now. And we lead. How the hell did that happen? Well, what happened was, as we crossed the line to change from lap 9 to lap 10, we simply saw our position change from 3rd to 1st. Because what? Did you see that guy parked right there? That wasn't the leader. Who was that? We go back. We watch his video. We watch his on board. Mr. Hefner. Oh, that's not Coleman. Okay, excuse me. Coleman gone. Coleman gone. However, oh, that doesn't look great. The leader. All alone. Lap traffic. Oh, you deserve to be called out for this. Holy smokes, bro. Chapman. No way. Already broken. What's your story, friend? Okay. You've been broken, though. Oh, that's where it happened. Okay. He's on lap 8. He's in 4th place. He runs off. He spins into the wall hard. Loses his whole nose cone. Definitely broken or bent front suspension. There's no question about that. Bent right front. Okay, right front is non-responsive. He runs wide. He's trying to limp back to the pits. I respect it. I understand it. But man, it might not be worth it after a hit like that. So, okay. He's in danger now. The car is broken. He is remarkably slow compared to his competitors. I disagree with continuing when you run off again. You go, okay, this is not good. Let's spawn back to the pits, and it'll either time us back in or it'll say, no. Do we have a fast repair in this? Yes. Ah, okay. So he wants to get back to the pits so that he can get the fast repair done and get back out and get back in it. And I can't blame him in a race of 15 when he's in 11th and he just wants to finish. I can't blame him. But man, when they're gaining on you like this and you run off like this and you punt into the wall and break your other front tire, your other front suspension is now completely broke. How are you even steering? Why is it allowing you to... Okay, it doesn't look like you have much response going on at all. Look at the hands. We'll go to the cockpit because this is crazy. Look at the hands. That's to go straight. Can you turn? Oh, it's not good. He goes off again. Is that to let someone else through? I respected it. Yep. Okay. Okay. Hang on. I want to. That's well done. He sees that they're coming on his relative timer. He gets out of the way. He's off the track, and now he has less traction than he had before, which is not much. Oh, this poor guy. Okay. He's limping along. He's hustling, though, like, for what it is. He's going over 100 with no front no steering input, really. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. His alignment doesn't exist. The left front is not touching the tarmac. Look at it. It's not moving. The left front is not on the ground. So he tries to take this corner. Can't. It goes wide again. We're gonna go. Oh, we're gonna go to the rear chase. Oh no. This is the leader coming up as lap traffic. I can't believe it. He runs off. Stay off. Stay off. Comes back onto the line. And now he has no power. It's the right rear now. And he has no power. And there I went. Oh boy. iRacing. Poor Christian. I gotta say it. From where he sits right here, and he sees this, it's a landmine. We all know it's a landmine. But you see this. You go downshift, stay right, stay right, stay right. Why is he... Like, your spotter would tell you to stay right. He wouldn't tell you to switch back on the guy. He wouldn't tell you he's going to come across the track. He's on the left side of the track. Is he coming back onto the track? Yes. Is he going to go across the track? Still at this point, I would say no. Like, I don't know what he was supposed to do here besides maybe brake a little. Okay. Because he had a good gap to work with behind. I think it's like a 3-second gap still. I do. I think, hang on. We're going to jump back to my view. Yeah. I mean, where am I? Am I 5 seconds behind? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holy smokes. Okay. 10. Might have been 10 seconds. That's homie with no power. the guy who he murdered is gone at this point already. Okay. I would still say stay right. He did the right thing. He couldn't have as soon as he saw the angle, maybe, but that wasn't enough time. I don't think that would have been enough time for me to keep it stable. Like there. Definitely by there. There should have been some leftward input or trying to run off track to avoid. But running off track means the wall here at this speed. You're going 130 here. So at this point, he knows he's in trouble. That's rough, dog. And just like that, 9 laps of leading in the second split is undone by a lap marker, a back marker, lap traffic. I just crossed those two things. A lap marker. What the hell is a lap marker? It ain't even that late. But just like that. And by trying to do a gritty thing and finish the race, we get the lead back. Even though we spun on lap 7 or whatever it was. Was it lap 7? Hang on a second. We went from 5th back to 1st in how few laps? Fifth on 6th. Second on lap 5. Okay. Lap 5. We spin with no help. Just arrow. Just wash. It's a 15 lap race. The ups and downs are crazy in the second splits and lower. Because that's where it's most video gamey. But you still can't video game it through a corner. You know what I mean? You gotta take it right. Exhibit A. Woo! And I just wanted to get off the line. Stay off the line. Stay right. Stay right. Let him by. Let him by. No carnage. Please don't hit me. And there they go. There goes one. And at that point, we're in 4th. There are 3 cars ahead of us. And then here comes 5. And this shit sucks. Okay? But there goes 5th. Or there goes 4th, rather. We are now in 5th. He doesn't hang on to it for long, though. Lap 6, 5th position. The ups and downs are crazy. Lap 5, from lap 1, we were in 2nd. Lap 6, we're in 5th. And we're just trying to keep it the hell together now. Trying to recover. Trying to get back what we can out of this race. No part of me thought the win was on. Unless something were to happen in the battles. And then they did not keep me waiting long for that, did they? Man. I try to carry as much as I can through there, but I'm definitely taking too much curb. I wasn't able to be on the throttle as early as I needed to be. So he makes a move. Can't get it done. Contact. Stay right. Good call. kind of 50-50, but something about the impact angle made me think he was going to spin that way. I hate how often it's a 50-50 ball, but when it is, you go with your gut, and your gut is based on your experiences at this point, influenced by your experiences. Everything that you've seen up to that point, every time you've ever seen somebody else rear end somebody else, it's broken one way or another. And every single one of those incidents goes into a data bank in your mind and gets analyzed every time that you try to make a move on an incident that's happening. Just to evade. It's all part of the calculus. Go watch Gran Turismo and you'll know what I mean. Because it is the truth. It is corny to reference a movie and say, yep, that one got it right. But, yeah. The way that you have to teleport yourself into the car forward so that your head is where his head is and see everything that he can see. Yeah, you got to do that until you have a VR headset. And then once you have a VR headset, you better have it set up right. Positioning and everything. Or you're going to feel like your feet are through the floor and it's going to feel weird. You're going to feel like the steering's too light. It's not right. And then you're into this world. I do love that I can go to the basement and then just, jet off to Belgium without a plane ticket. See ya! And just like that, we're back in third. First and second ahead of us. And then we saw the incident where second offs himself, but it all happened so fast. I gotta be honest. Look at this. We're gonna go back to Tyler because at this point, he's still in it. So we're back in third because fourth and third each offed themselves, just the way I had, because we're all pushing so hard. Right on the limit of our gear. Without the field to match it. To start lap 9, the leaders. Excuse me, 1:18.5. We've done better already today. But can we find it? Man needs a tear off. It's a button. Find a button. I'm trying to see if he clipped curb or anything. But honestly, I don't think he did. Runs wide. Just runs wide. Tries to get back on track too fast. Spins out. And overreacts, in my opinion. Because I don't think he ever rejoined. And that, in my opinion, is a damn shame. Because that happened where? There. For a couple of glorious corners, Christian's like, I did it! I'm home free! I'm 10 seconds ahead of the guy in second. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is lap 9 of a 15-lap race. Look at this. All right, lap traffic. Stay right. Wait, whoa, hey. And it's over. Just like that. The 10 seconds behind kid takes the lead. After 5 laps of not being able to pass that guy, homeboy took care of him for me. And we crossed the line for lap 10 in first. What? So, So at this point, my brain is going, oh my God, 2 VR wins in a day with a direct drive wheel and the FGT Lite. This is incredible. Like, I think I was still on the Oculus. I was definitely still on the Oculus. This is incredible. Keep it together. Keep it together. 5 laps. You can do it. But my mind's going the whole time too. Of course, you try to be quiet with your mind when you're racing, but when you're sim racing, you're always practicing. In real life, you're always practicing. You're trying not to race out of your own, but you're trying to do your best. You're trying to focus. When you're out in the lead, like we find ourselves all of a sudden here, like, I don't even know the gap to second. He finished 7 seconds off. Is it him? Yep, it's him. All right, there I am, way up there. So yeah, we find ourselves 7 seconds in the lead. Just keep running your race. Stay on your pace. Everything should work out. Your mind can wander a little bit because you're in the groove. There's no more squeezing to be done. You just got to stay in the squeeze. Stay in the pocket. Don't spin in the same place. Watch out for that corner, though. Get a good exit. I know I'm losing time on the exit, but don't cook yourself trying to find more time when you know you were one of the fastest ones in this session and the fastest guy is gone. So now you're the fastest guy. Now you can race in the pocket. Don't overcook it. But then, a win. We're chasing a win. What's it worth? How many points does it count for in the championship? What championship? The season championship for iRacing, Formula 4, Esports, America, Open. There are so many classes. I do think that we could do pretty well if we were to run one car in one series all season. But I'd be sick of it pretty quick. Would I be pretty elite with that car by the end of the season? Yeah. Whether it were F4, and I am pretty damn good in F4. It's I think it's my favorite iRacing car. The one I'm best at now, because I have the most time spent in it. I'm decent in F3. I really like SF lights, but I love Super Formula. I love IndyCar, but I'm not elite in any of the top formulas yet. Pretty close in F4. Pretty good. Spec Racer, I'm trying to get good. GT4, not very good. GT3, not great. In the Ferrari races, I'm pretty good. But that's a different caliber. Oval racing, again, it comes down to cars. I like the Legends cars. I like the street stocks. I love the Cup cars, but I'm not good. I'm not very good in them. Like, my brain is going through all these little hoops trying to go, okay, so what's next? I do love that it's an Omnitrix, like in Ben 10. One wheel, every car. But you start drowning in options between all the different tracks, all the different disciplines, all the different simulators. Assetto Corsa, R Factor 2, iRacing, F1. So much content in iRacing itself to explore. And not only to explore, then to master. Once you've familiarized yourself with the equipment, that's how you use a tear off, Mr. Coleman. Anyway, hanging pretty good through there. Pretty good. Pretty good. Lap traffic. Please don't be a problem. Lap 14. Still leading. What's it worth? This was when I decided, yeah, the aliens aren't cheating. They've dialed it in. There's a way to dial it in for you. For more cars than one. But you gotta find your wheelhouse. White flag this time. White flag. For me, it's formula. It's always been formula. That's what I wanted. It's what I've always wanted. There's nothing in the world faster than a Formula race car. Period. At every level. F4 goes faster than GT4 or NASCAR around a road course. I think NASCAR would get cooked by F4 around a road course. I know a 911 GT3 gets cooked at a road course by an F4. That is crazy. It's a shifter cart. It's a big shifter cart with basically a motorcycle transmission. A 2-liter engine, 180 horsepower on a good day, 160 on a bad day, 160 in this sim, I think. That was our second win in a day. I had never had a day where I'd had 2 wins before, and damn did it feel good for a few seconds. And then I was like, but who did I beat? I beat who I was racing that day. And I was already undercutting it. Don't chase wins, chase improvement. Intrinsic motivation runs much deeper than extrinsic reward. It is more satisfying to win a good battle with one guy over the course of the race for 4th than a win like that. I'll take it, don't get me wrong. But no one wants to win like that. The first one, hell yeah. The second one was cool because we got a spin and win, right? It's cool that we went from 5th back to 1st in so few laps. What was it? 6, 3 laps? Three laps. We got back to the lead. So, moral of the story, we're here to have fun. Get better at racing. Can't compromise that, or you compromise the mission. The mission is to get good reps, to get laps that feel like they should count and that will build good habits. Don't get outside of that. There's a confidence that guys can race with in the sim that is not realistic. but the conditions in the sim are more static, more predictable, fewer levels, grades, and variations of dust on the track, rubber on the track, water on the track, idiots on the track than in real life. But all of those things, just because they have more variance in real life, lead to additional caution. Also, the fact that you're actually in it lead to additional caution. The fact that you were financially responsible for the vehicle which you were piloting gets in the way. I'm going to call it there for now and go watch this baseball game because sometimes that is the point. It's ALCS Game 5. We got plenty more to break down. I think the next time we are going to do those two ARCA races back to back. They were in Nashville, and I ran into somebody very cool. I have a very cool story about it too. And I can go back into F1 2020, I think, and prove it still. So we'll get there. Thank you for joining us tonight on Closed Circuit Sports. I have been your host, Drew Goldman, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you for joining us, and